Hey my dear friends and my dear students, I hope you're all doing great. Well, in this video lecture, what I've planned actually, I'll be making a series of a video. The topic will be of course the cockroach, one of the a bit complicated, and I've seen several children tend to avoid this particular chapter. So as you know guys, it is one of the most important chapters, especially for your competitive exams where you can expect a lot of potential question out of it. So in this lecture, especially today, in today's class, we will talk about the cockroach in an introductory way, where we will try to explore all the different types of, say, some basic criteria, some basic feature for the cockroach. Then gradually we will move towards the morphology, means separately I will take external morphology as well as the internal morphology, where in case of internal parts, we will be talking about all those systems in detail, like digestive system, respiratory, circulatory, excretory, reproductive, nervous system, structure of the cingulomatidium to be, like taken into consideration. So this is something important chapter. So let's begin. So guys, as you can see, I have written several points. So these points we will be discussing about in today's class. So start with the type, or I should say before the type, let me talk about the systematic position. You know guys, as far as the phylum of the cockroach is concerned, it belongs to the largest phylum, and that is the arthropoda, right? And like why it is called largest, because if you see arthropoda as a whole, you will figure out near about the presence of 9 lakh species in the phylum. Then we have got the class. The class to which the cockroach belongs is the hexapoda, as you know, because it carries 3 pairs of legs. Totally it has 6 legs. That is why it belongs to the class hexapoda. Hexapoda is alternatively known as insecta. So this is first point that we have told you. Second, if we talk about the types, basically we have 3 types of cockroach available: the Periplaneta americana, the Blatta orientalis, and the Blatta germanica, out of which the most available, the largest of all, is the Periplaneta americana. So in our topic of discussion, whatever topics, whatever systems we will be talking about as far as cockroach is concerned, the prime focus will be on the Periplaneta americana only. But nevertheless, I have told you Blatta and with 2 its species like Blatta orientalis and Blatta germanica, the names are equally important for your competitive exams. Then if we talk about the symmetry, it's bilaterally symmetrical. That means what? Only from a plane you can cut the body of a cockroach into 2 equal halves. It is possible only from a single plane. Hence, it is known as a bilateral symmetry. If we talk about the color, say this is a cockroach, right? Just for an example. So this is the dorsal side, this is the ventral side, right? So if you are observing cockroach from the dorsal side, means this part, you will see the color of the dorsal end will be blackish brown in nature. And whereas if you see the cockroach from the ventral side, means this part, you will see the color will be near about pale yellow in color. That's about the color. If you talk about the size, near about 0.5 inches to say 2.5-3 inches sort of structure, as far as the cockroach size is concerned. Now let's talk about the shape. Now again the same example I'll give you. This is the cockroach, and say these are the antenna, like say these are the antenna, like this, right? And you are observing the cockroach from the lateral view. So if you observe from the cockroach in this way, you can figure out what I'm talking about, right? So just hold on. So this is how it appears, like this, right? Now in case of shape, try to understand. If you are, now let's take the antenna off. Now if you observe the cockroach from the top, you will see it will be oval in shape. Point number 1. Second, If you are observing a cockroach like this, you will see it is dorso-ventrally flat. So what I've said, oval in shape and dorso-ventrally flat. So that's about the shape of a cockroach. Now, before we talk about the habit, let's quickly see the habitat. It's pretty much common. You talk about all those damp areas, shady areas, grocery shop, kitchen and all, there where you can see the presence of the cockroach. Now let's begin with the different types of habit. First is the nocturnal. What does that mean? Nocturnal means that it is active during the night. Well, I'm pretty much sure you have observed the same thing. Like in the night time, if you have gone in your kitchen area and suppose the moment you have switched on the light, you may have observed several cockroaches here and there. The moment you switch on the light, they will simply run away because they are active during the night, not in the daytime. Hence, they are known as the nocturnal. Second is they are also said to be cursorial in nature. Cursorial means they are fast runner. If you remember, I have been showing you this as the antenna of the cockroach. So the moment you touch the antenna, they will simply run away and very fast. Hence, it is said to be the cursorial in nature. Then we have got the point as omnivorous. Of course, we don't need any introduction for the omnivorous, so we will not talk about it. You know it better. Cannibalism. They are cannibals. Means what? These cockroach can eat up the dead bodies of their fellow member. And this is what you call as cockroach as a cannibal. So it's one of the important points to be remembered. If you talk about the excretion, the mode of excretion, definitely they are uricotelic in nature. That means their chief excretory product will be uric acid. And if you remember, uric acid requires least amount of water to be excreted out of the body. Then one of the most important point here is the sexual dimorphism. What does that mean? It means that by looking at an individual, we can easily say whether that individual belongs to male or female just by looking at the physical appearance. That is what you call as a sexual dimorphism. Like we also show the sexual dimorphism, they also show the sexual dimorphism. In next class, we will be discussing only on the sexual dimorphism. But as of today, what I can tell you, 3 levels of sexual dimorphism is visible as far as cockroach is concerned. It's pretty much important. So detailed on the sexual dimorphism we'll talk about in the next video, not today. Then definitely they are said to be unisexual in nature. That means a cockroach as an individual has one sex at a time into its body. It will be either male or female. Hence, it is said to be dioecious in nature. That means for its reproduction, it requires the active participation of 2 parents, and that becomes your dioecious in nature. Oviparous, you know the difference between oviparous and the viviparous. So they are the animal who actually lay eggs rather than laying young ones. Hence, they are said to be oviparous in nature. If you talk about the respiration, they show a tracheal respiration because if you remember, throughout the surface of the cockroach's body, you have a presence of a hell lot of spiracles. And those spiracles, that like those minute pores, they are connected to all over the body surface with the help of the trachea. Hence, it is showing the tracheal respiration. Then they have the presence of exoskeleton. As you know, the exoskeleton of the cockroach is basically plate-like structure, and they are made up of chitin or chitin, whatever way you pronounce it. I'll just write the spelling over here. It is something like this: C-H-I-T-I-N, chitin. Right? Now, what is this chitin? No? It's a highly complex structured carbohydrate, which is typically made up of N-acetyl glucosamine. Right? This is one of the important questions for your competitive exams. So, chitinous plate, which will be visible as far as the exoskeleton is concerned. that will be made up of N-acetylglucosamine, which is nothing but mucopolysaccharide. Right? Now let me tell you a bit more information about the exoskeleton. See, suppose this is the body of a cockroach. So this cockroach body will be covered by this chitinous plate from top, from bottom, and from the side. So dorsal plate, ventral plate, and you have got lateral plate. So total you will get 4 plates at a time, right? Second point, if you remember, right after the annelida, because in the annelida it was the first time where you observed the metameric segmentation, means true body segments. So as you know, they belong to the category of arthropoda, so definitely they will be showing the metameric segmentation in their body. So they have also developed true segmentation in their body, and they have got different types of segments in terms of number in their body. So totally, as you can see, they have got head, thorax and abdomen, right? And totally in an adult cockroach, you can see the presence of total 14 segments. Now try to understand, I've written one more term here as nymph. You know, like for us, we have pre-birth, we have a fetal life, and then we are born. Few animals, few insects have larval life, then they are born. Similar way, they have the nymph as a life, and then they are born. Right? Now, this nymph will show the metamorphosis, or you can say the molting, and the molting is what we call as the ecdysis, right? So you can see, we talk about the head, thorax and abdomen, 3 major regions, right? 3 segments, the major segments of your body of an adult cockroach. So totally you can have 14 segments divided into these 3 regions, head, thorax and abdomen. And now try to understand what I am saying. We have been discussing about the chitinous plate. Just imagine, so this itself as a segment, any segment, irrespective of its location. So this itself as a segment. Now what I say, every individual segment will be covered up by this chitinous plate. So once again, one plate will be placed at the top of the segment, bottom of the segment, and 2 sides of the segment. So one on the either side of the segment. Right? So how it will look like? It will somehow look like this. See, I hope this is visible. Yeah. So this dorsal, ventral and lateral. Right? And they have got different names. The dorsal plate here, they are known as the tergum or targa. It's just about singular and plural, that's it. Then you have got the ventral one, which is known as sterna or the sternum. Right? And you have got this lateral one, which is said to be the pleura or the pleurites. So pleurites, targa and sterna, like this. And all together, they are known as the sclerites or the sclera. Now these chitinous plate, which is covering a single segment from all over the surface, they are also attached to each other with the help of a membrane. And that membrane is, I'll make it here. So this is a membrane. Here, this is how the membrane have developed. So this membrane is what we call as arthrodial membrane. Arthrodial membrane. Right? So I hope you have understood and enjoyed this short video. I have tried to cover up all important points as an introductory level, which is required for your competitive exams and of course for your school exams. So that's it, guys. That's about for the day. And like every time I say, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Those who are watching my video, my channel for the first time, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button, share the video with your friends so that they can also get the benefit. So till we meet next time, bye bye, take care, see you soon.